All right, people. So, yeah, I remember a little while ago reading about this film Causeway that seemed to be locked away, not coming out. Then all of a sudden, Apple pick it up. So yeah, it got released, right? It is directed by Lila whew, Neugebauer. Hmm. I feel I butchered that, but there you go. It is written by Ottessa Moshfegh, Luke Goebel, and Elizabeth Saunders. The film is then produced by Justin Carochi, Jennifer Lawrence. It is executive produced by Lila Neugebauer, Christopher Sargent, Sophia Lynn, Jacob Jafka, Kirk Michael Fellows, and Patricia Clarkson. Um, it is co-produced by Luke Goebel, Louise Lovegrove, Ottessa Moshfegh, and Jeffrey Penman. And it's associate produced by Ed Wasserman, Grace Potter. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Alex Sommers handles the music, Diego Garcia, the cinematography. It's edited by Robert Frazen and Lucian Johnston. Ellen Chenoweth handles the casting, Jack Fisk, production design, art direction is Matthew Gatlin and Timothy Stewart Hildebrandt. With Adam Wills, set decoration, and Heidi Bivens, costume design. Hair and makeup, we've got Ashley Treadaway, Dina Suwak, Remy Sava, April Erin Maines, Ashley Kent, Marcus Gonzalez, Robin Fredericks, and Johnny Bullard. And our cast. Well, Lynsey is played by Jennifer Lawrence. Um, we have then got James, played by Brian Tyree Henry. There is Jim, played by Danny Wolan. Sharon, played by Jane Huddyshell. Gloria is played by Linda Emmond. Rick, Frederick Weller. Santiago is Sean Caravaggio. Dr. Lucas, Stephen McKinley Henderson. Her brother is played by Will Pullen. Justin is Russell Havard. So, yeah, that's probably our main, our main group. Right now, the gist of the film is this: Lynsey, a US soldier, experiences a traumatic brain injury during her tour in Afghanistan, which forces her to return home. She struggles to return to her daily life with her mother as she waits for her eventual redeployment. So yes, there you go, people. There you go. Um, yeah, this is an interesting film. Really is it's very much a slow burn, right? It's kind of reminds me, there was a Sophie Capella film, and for the life of me, I can't think of what the fuck the name. And I think it starred Ethan Hawke. Not a lot happened. I think it was Somersault, maybe, but I enjoyed it, right? And I don't mind a slow paced film, right? So at the start, she's really in a bad way. Like she's, being looked after by this old woman in a wheelchair, just all of this, and we're watching this slow recovery. And then when she finally is able to do most things for herself, then she moves, right? She goes back home. And we get to kind of just see all of this, her trying to get back into life, right? Um, Now, Tyree Henry, he's a mechanic, so her truck breaks down and she goes to get it fixed. And James, you know, he fixes the car for her, the truck, and they slowly get this friendship going. And I think some of the real nice moments of this are in these quiet moments, right? It's these quiet little interactions that are really the strength of the film, right? Where we see the uncertainty of the situation. That's where it really shines, I feel. Right? There's some other things going on that I don't know. Right? I mean, the recovery at the beginning, like we don't really see the full transition of it all. You know what I mean? There's little bits, but I feel that could have been explored a little bit more, right? But it doesn't have to live and die on that part, right? Because we've definitely seen films which explore that more, right? Or just about that. So I'm not saying it has to be, this whole thing, but just a little bit more, just because I think this is about her headspace, right? The way she's coping with all of this, her kind of being is, in her work, right? She wants to get back to that, right? Just because that gives her a sense of self, but also it's her escape from all the other shit. So I think there is stuff to play with there. You know what I mean? Because I think we really then can see, you know, how she's doing fully, right? And why she wants to get back so badly, you know? There is a very clunky situation around sexuality, which I just thought, mm, I mean, it just felt clunky, right? It just felt really clunky. It's like I think it's not that it got brought up because that's not even the thing, but like the situation had been handled, and you think you would just have left it like that. But then this other thing gets said, and then afterwards, this other thing gets said, and it's just all a bit like, man, this felt real kind of clunky. This didn't feel natural. And there was a few things like that, like later in the film. Like I was really hoping this thing wouldn't happen. I felt they're gonna do a thing, and they did do the thing, and it was just like, ugh. It felt unnecessary, because both characters have their own trauma, right? And I think we could have got to, if you wanted a certain thing to happen in the story, we could have got there without the other thing happening, right? Because the other thing just didn't. it felt forced again. And yeah, there's all this other stuff is natural because we've already had that seed sown. We know those things about these characters, so you definitely could have got to the place without this weird fucking thing going down, you know. So that was odd. Um, there was a bit in the prison with subtitles, like because a character is deaf. And so the you know the interaction is captioned, right? Because it's sign language. There's a bit where there's no captioning, and it's just like, wait, why wouldn't you caption this segment? I was a little baffled by that. I'm like, why? What is happening here? Like, how does this make any sense whatsoever not to caption it? You know, it just felt a little weird. Felt a little weird. Oh dear. I don't know. Like, I did. Yeah. There's stuff about this film that I really liked, and but there's stuff that felt a little bit flat, right? And not flat in well, not much was really happening. No, 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 no. Just emotionally, right? That there was these things that happen, but you don't really lay the groundwork for it, right? It doesn't make sense in the context of what we've seen. But there is promise in the film, right? You can see why it might have been sitting around because I don't think this is a cinema film, right? So I think it's golden, it's on Apple because I think you can just, yeah, I think people are more likely to find it this way than, you know, go, do I want to see that in a cinema or do I want to go and see these other things? You know what I mean? Because the performances are very good. Like Brian Tyree Henry is very good in this understated way. You know, what he gives us, this character who's just trying to deal with life fucked up by some things that have gone down, you know, decisions that were made. You know, he's trying to live with that. Jennifer Lawrence, you know, trying to get over, you know, this traumatic brain surgery, just all of that, right? The old woman at the beginning that helps her. It's just her story. That's just those acting moments are just really good. You know, it's just there's places in the script that don't necessarily do the performances justice. Let's just say, and this, you know, yeah, story and words aren't maybe as solid across the board as the acting, but it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting one. So, I mean, if you've got Apple Plus people, I would just say, yeah, I definitely check out Causeway. You know, it would be interesting to know how many veterans, right? How they feel about it, if they think it represents the experience, you know, although the experience is going to be different for everyone. So, I don't know. But yeah, it's on Apple Plus now, people. Causeway.